Pathological liar is someone who lies out of habit. Lying is their normal reflexive way of responding to questions. Pathological liars bend the truth because it's easier than telling the truth for them. It's just normal for them. Pathological lying is usually thought to develop in early childhood due to the environment and surroundings that you're in. Pathological lying can also affect people's relationships, but they're not really manipulative and cunning, unlike sociopaths. That is the internet's description of a pathological liar. Last week I got into a taxi, and on the way home the taxi driver asked me where I was from and sort of normal questions. Now the first question he asked me was what I did. Now the normal and truthful way about answering this question was for me just to tell him that I was in sixth form, that I was a sixth form student and that I was studying whatever. But instead, my brain decided that I was going to tell him that I went to university, so that's what I did. I told this taxi driver that I went to university. Now that wouldn't have even been much of a problem if it wasn't for the next part. So after a short conversation about university and what I did there, the taxi driver asked me if this was my first year in Carlisle, which is the city where I grew up and live in. Now because I've grown up here and lived here, I should have probably just told him no, I just went from school straight into university here and just studied here. But again, my brain decided that it wasn't going to play a nice game, and I told him that this was my first year in Carlisle. Now, as you would, the taxi driver then asked me where I was from. I panicked a little bit and told him I was from Hexham, which is a small town sort of thing near Newcastle. I have no clue about Hexham, I've just passed through there once, and it was the first place that came to my mind. So the taxi driver said, Hexham, I've been through there, that's the one with the Asda, isn't it? And I should have just said yes. Because I have literally no idea what's in Hexham. I've never even been into the town, I've just passed through it. But then my brain did something even stupider, and I said, no, there's a Tesco, it's a Tesco, the supermarket, it's past the roundabout, isn't it? It's a Tesco. So now I'm in a conversation where not only have I lied about where I'm from, what I do for a job or whatever you want to call it, but now I'm trying to argue with a man about what supermarkets in a town that I've never been to. So the conversation went on, and the guy was like, no, it's definitely an Asda, there's definitely an Asda there, I was only there the other day, and I was like, but I could have just said, yeah, fair enough, sorry, it is an Asda, it's not a Tesco, I'm wrong. But I said, no mate, look, I grew up there, I think I know whether it's an Asda or a Tesco. My brain was playing this game making my body play this game with this taxi driver, where I was going to purposely lie to him all the way through the conversation. There was nothing that I hadn't done anything wrong when I got into this taxi. I didn't get in there and then go, you look like a saucer, or anything like that. My body had just decided that I was going to lie to this guy, and it wasn't. Why did I do it? So I went home and I googled the symptoms, and it turns out I could be a pathological liar. The thing that worried me most about this conversation wasn't the fact that I'd lied to the guy in the taxi, it was the fact that I knew I was lying to the guy in the taxi, and yet I was still doing it. I hadn't thought about these answers and said them to him. They were just, my brain was just automatically going lie, 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 lie. Now this isn't the only time this has happened. The next story is it sounds really shitty by me, but as I say, I'm not answering these, my brain is just spontaneously coming out with things, it's not me. So I was in a pizza shop and the guy behind the pizza counter sort of asked me what I did, and instead of saying, I go to sixth form, I said, I do a bricklaying course at college. So here we go again, the guy asks me, alright, what's that like? And this is when it got kind of awkward between me and the pizza guy, because instead of saying, yeah, it's good, I said, well, it beats working in a pizza restaurant. So if he hasn't spat on my pizza, then I don't. The rest of the conversation was really awkward between me and the pizza guy. He sort of glared at me, and I sort of waited for my pizza in silence. I didn't mean to insult the man, and I don't have anything against people who work in pizza shops. I actually handed in my CV into a pizza restaurant to try and get a job in one. But for some reason my brain decided that I wasn't allowed to be a nice person that day. Now, aside from these two embarrassing stories, there is one other occasion recently which has been a rather bad tale of pathological lying for myself. This DVD rack which is sat on, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll have seen it. It's full of DVDs and stuff. It was sat in the middle of my room, and the cat came in, and the cat's a bit of a fat cat, and it knocked it over, and all the DVDs spilled out on the floor, and I thought, you know what, I can't be bothered to tidy them up. So my brother came home, and me and my brother shared the room, and he came in and he went, who did that? Who knocked over all of them? And I went, me. I don't know why I said me, because the cat had done it, and to be honest, as far as his opinion of me, it was only going to go down more if I told him I'd done it than if the cat had done it. It wasn't as if he was going to hate me if the cat had done it, whereas if I told him I'd done it, he might be a bit annoyed that I hadn't cleaned them up. So even in a situation where I wasn't going to get into any sort of bother at all, or any sort of annoyed sort of thing from my brother, I still put myself in that position by lying to him because my brain had told me to. Now the other thing you have to question was, well, was this video really a video about pathological lying or not? Because if I am a pathological liar, then maybe the whole video was a lie, and if that was a lie, that means I'm not a pathological liar. And if that's the case, it's kind of like a paradox, and that lying isn't lying, and So if you've got any cases of yourself lying in stupid situations and making things really awkward between you and a pizza guy, or you and a taxi driver, or you and just anyone in general, maybe even a celebrity, that would be brilliant, then comment in the comment section below and I'd love to read them and get back to you on them, because, yeah. Have a lovely day. Bye!